about 9 a.m. We're still at Lava Point Campground, and we just packed up our stuff and we're getting ready to go sightsee for the day. How's your Perfect Bar?
It's really good.
What flavor is it this time?
We've been getting the chocolate chip peanut butter or chocolate peanut butter.
We're just pulling out of the campsite and we decided that we're gonna go back and look at the overlook one more time before we leave. Right now we're up here at this little star, and we will be driving back down this way and then over to Springdale, and our campground is right near that Zion Canyon Visitor Center. Campground here is called Washburn Campground. There's like a little town near here. It's not as deserted as it is up in this way. So the real viewpoint is over here to the right, but it's currently closed off because there was some erosion on the edge. But and you can hear them working on it now. But if we were able to get over there, we would have a view of where we will be tonight, Watchman Campground, and that part of Zion. We're on the way to the Watchman Campground, and we found this great overlook, probably 20 minutes out from Lava Point. I think this might be the best view we've seen so far.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
All right, you try to balance on one foot. We didn't feel like stopping and taking a picture near this sign last night, so we're doing it today.
We just got into Springdale, and this is the town closest to Zion. We're about 2 or so miles away from the campground that we're going to be staying at tonight.
We finally made it to Zion National Park. This is really pretty.
Yeah,
the campground we're staying at is right down in this area. Bringing the tripod everywhere is great, and then that way you don't have to always be asking or relying on other people to take photos for you. Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
We've made it to the visitor center. I got a shirt, some postcards, and a couple magnets. We just checked into the campground. We are on a tent-only loop.
This is our site, and Josh is getting our food ready right now. I think we lucked out with getting a shady site because a lot of them aren't.
Yeah, this tree is really nice. Kate and I are wishing they made campsites that came with their own personal pool. This cooler is doing quite well. It still has a good amount of ice in here. The campground has really good views all around it. Kind of like surrounded by mountains on either side. On this trip, we're using my Ella Bean Microlight UL2 two-person backpacking tent. Now it's quite small, but it only weighs like 4 pounds, so it's easy to bring on a plane. It's not that interesting of a process. It's quite easy. You put down your pad, and then you put down the base, and then you snap everything onto the arms and throw the rain cover over, and then you're all set. We just got the tent set up. There's a really pretty mountain view right behind it. Now we're gonna put the sleeping pads and sleeping bags in before we go walk around the town a little bit. Hey, just checking in. So instead of walking around town, we decided to take the shuttle and went up the road to stop 4, I believe. And this is called Court of the Patriarchs, and there's a little scenic overlook and hike here. All this was a little walk to this lookout to see the Court of the Patriarchs, which is the famous view of these big 3 mountains. You ready?
Uh-huh.
This is the start of the Narrows. We got to the end of the Riverwalk path, and now Kate's walking down the staircase in. How is it? How cold do you think the water is?
Definitely cold, but it feels nice and it's so hot.
Yeah.
It's colder than
I think next time we do this, I'm going to bring my trekking poles. We just walked through that part over there, and it was like waist deep. We're probably in like half a mile now, and there's one little deep spot, and there's some little side waterfalls up here, and so far the crowds have lessened down a lot even after a mile or half a mile in. If you look up there at the top of the waterfall, you can see some people. In this area it seems like the water is moving pretty quickly, but it's still really shallow. We decided to turn around. It's about 5 o'clock, and it'll probably take us an hour to get back to where the shuttle dropped us off. So those people actually did rappel down the side. We're basically back at the end. You can kind of see the little walkway right over there. We're currently heading down here to check out a little swimming hole in the river. So it's not much of a swimming hole, but you have a pretty view of the mountains around you. And we are back at the shuttle. We didn't end up swimming at that little thing at all.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We've decided to stop at number 8, the attraction called Big Bend, and it's basically just this very pretty viewpoint of all the mountains around you. There's also a bee problem at this campground as well. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see them all. We actually got a couple drinks from the local camp store instead of going to that brewery because they didn't have anything to go. Tonight we're doing burgers and snow peas.
The burgers are good, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I like them. What do you think?
I think they're pretty good. The sourdough bread is different. After dinner, we kind of just hung out, and now we're in the tent a little earlier than normal because tomorrow morning we're hiking Angel's Landing and want to be on the shuttle by 6 a.m. We'll see you tomorrow.